Everything you were ever taught about happiness was wrong. Not slightly wrong, completely, fundamentally, dangerously wrong. And the proof is all around you. The most medicated generation in human history, the most anxious, the most depressed. Despite having more comfort, more convenience, and more choice than any generation that has ever lived, something went terribly wrong somewhere, and Buddha identified exactly where, thousands of years before the crisis arrived. You were taught that happiness is a destination, that it lives on the other side of achievement, that it arrives when you finally get the thing, the relationship, the money, the body, the recognition that you have been working toward. You were taught to postpone it, to earn it, to deserve it before you allowed yourself to feel it. And you believed it, because everyone around you believed it too. Pause. But here is what Buddha observed sitting in complete stillness, watching the human mind with surgical precision for years. Happiness is not a destination. It is not an achievement. It is not something that happens to you when circumstances align correctly. It is a practice, a daily, deliberate, disciplined practice, available right now, in this moment, in this body, in this imperfect, incomplete, unfinished life. Not later, now. The first lie you were told is that happiness comes from getting what you want. Buddha watched people get everything they wanted their entire lives and remain profoundly unhappy. Because the moment you get what you wanted, the mind immediately identifies the next thing it needs before it can be satisfied. This is not a flaw in you. It is a feature of the human mind that has not been trained. The mind is a wanting machine. Left untrained, it wants endlessly, obtains temporarily, and suffers perpetually. The happiness that comes from getting is real, but it is always brief, and the hunger always returns, usually hungrier than before. The second lie is that happiness comes from other people, that the right partner, the right family, the right friends will finally make you feel the belonging and the love and the completeness you have been searching for. And people do contribute to happiness, genuinely and significantly, but they cannot be the source of it. Because any happiness that depends entirely on another person is held hostage to that person's choices, moods, and continued presence in your life. And people leave, people change, people disappoint, not because they are bad, but because they are human. The moment you locate your happiness primarily outside yourself, in another person, you have made your peace contingent on something you cannot control, and that is the most fragile architecture for a life that anyone could build. The third lie, the most insidious one, is that happiness is a feeling, something you either feel or you do not, something that visits you when conditions are right and abandons you when they are not. Buddha said, happiness is a skill. Like any skill, it is developed through practice, through the consistent, disciplined cultivation of specific mental habits that generate well-being independent of circumstances. What are those habits? Buddha was specific. The first is gratitude, the daily practice of deliberately recognizing what is already good, already present, already sufficient in your life right now. Not what is missing, what is here. The second is generosity, giving your time, your attention, your resources to something beyond yourself, because the mind that is focused on contribution is structurally incapable of the self-absorption that produces most unhappiness. The third is presence, the practice of being fully here rather than perpetually somewhere else in your mind, because every moment of genuine presence is a moment of genuine aliveness, and genuine aliveness is the closest thing to happiness that exists. The fourth habit is equanimity, the capacity to remain stable and open regardless of whether circumstances are pleasant or unpleasant, not detachment, not numbness, but the deep, practiced stability of a mind that is no longer held hostage by the weather of external events. This takes the longest to develop, but it is the most durable, because a mind with genuine equanimity is happy not because everything is going well, but because it has found a way to be okay that does not depend on everything going well. Here is the most liberating truth Buddha ever shared about happiness. You do not need to change a single thing about your life to begin practicing it. Not your job, not your relationship, not your circumstances, not your past. Right now, in this exact moment, you can take one conscious breath and feel the simple, profound fact of being alive. You can look at one thing in your life and genuinely appreciate it. You can choose to respond to the next difficult thing with patience rather than panic. These are not small things. These are the building blocks of a happiness that nothing and no one can take from you, because it was never built on anything they could take. You were lied to about happiness, but now you know the truth. And knowing it, really knowing it, is the beginning of everything. Save this video. Practice one of these habits today. Share it with someone who has been searching for happiness in all the wrong places. And subscribe to Tathagata Wisdom, because every single day we bring you the truth that sets you free from the lies you were never meant to keep believing.